Here is how to make an outfit more feminine. These are just suggestions. These are not hard rules. These are not facts. These are just my opinion and what I look for in clothing to make it look more feminine, or something I notice in a really feminine piece of clothing that really makes it stand out. So number one is ruffles. So when you walk down the street, say you're in a different country and you don't speak the language, but you're trying hard to look for directions and your data isn't working, just as an example, because this has happened to me multiple times. I like to travel internationally a lot. I would look at someone who's more inviting, more friendly, more approachable. And I think that's one of the main characteristics of having feminine clothing and just appearing feminine in general, is when you're soft and even a little bit vulnerable, give and take. I will explain and get into more of that later. Look at someone, you notice these things. Same goes for the opposite, where you see someone who looks a bit aggressive, like they're gonna mug you. I think that is someone you're gonna avoid. So try to think of this. Ruffles are the number one thing that I look for. It's one of the really easy ways to tell if something is soft and approachable. So why ruffles? Because it's like a flower, and a lot of the beautiful things that we're attracted to in nature, I'll also get into some more of that later, are flowers, because it's like they're blooming. So ruffles are one of those things that exemplifies that. Yet there are also the opposite in nature that are really harsh, like glaciers. Nobody wants to necessarily look like a glacier. You don't want hard structure, and ruffle is one of those things that makes something soft. So number two is light color, or it can be bright or just like anything light, not black, not gray, navy. So light color, you can use this for anything that's hard or structured, like a power suit you can use to make it feminine by wearing something white. I'll also create a whole video on how to style suits to be more feminine. Sorry, my hair is really crazy. I'm having a really crazy day. Or styling a blazer or styling something with a more hard line structure is easier when you have something to play with that is color. So play with color, find unexpected tones, like say for instance, in an evening gown, a lot of people wear black or something very simple and striking as black. And you can wear different colors in that same silhouette and it'll look more interesting. It'll be more eye-catching, whether it's jewel tones. I personally like to stick to pastels and white. A lot of my wardrobe capsule wardrobe is white, and then I can just match it with a color, because black plus color makes the color look cheap and it dullens it. Pastels are, to me, are like neutrals. Like, you can't go wrong with pastels. Sign up to the link below for my newsletter where I send out cute outfit ideas, inner and outer beauty articles, and you get all the sales from all my favorite retailers straight to your inbox. Follow me on LTK for more feminine styles, outfit ideas, and inner and outer beauty. If you don't know what LTK is or like to know it, it's a free app. It's like an Instagram feed where you click on my picture and all the items I'm wearing will pop up and you can shop them directly there. Next, opt for a dress or a skirt. If you're going somewhere casual, try wearing a dress. You will act differently. The way you dress kind of dictates how you act that day. So that's why they say, like, when you wear Sundays, best to wear it for the whole day so that you act really respectful. For those of you who go to church or grew up going to church, and you notice that when you're a bit more dressed up, you purvey a more feminine and put together attitude in general. Next is to make it cropped. Make sure that it's not necessarily showing off your midriff, but if you wear like a high-waisted skirt or a high-waisted pair of trousers, you can match it with something that's cropped and it looks very tailored to you. When something looks like it fits you properly, it has another level of looking like it fits you and looks very feminine. Make sure that it fits you properly. Even a shirt. If you wear a t-shirt, if you're the kind of person who wears t-shirts, because the t-shirt essentially is underwear. I only wear shirts and button-downs if I am wearing a shirt. If you wear something that's really fitted to you, that's slim fit, that's like tailored to your size, it doesn't only show off your natural shape, like that landscape nature shape of your curves, it also makes you look better, look more cut, look more fit when it looks like it fits you. So if something's oversized, I'm not a huge fan of oversized in general because I'm petite, I'm 5'2.5". Try to skip it and try to look for something that fits you exactly. A blazer that's cropped and not like drowning you, but when it looks really tailored and fit to you, then it looks like it's meant for you. It looks more feminine. It looks more put together. Another easy way to show off your shape is by using a belt for the more tailored look. There's a very specific way to belt things. Yes, there are actually rules on how to belt. I remember someone was wearing a belt and it looked really bad, and I said, well, they're very close to me, so I can say this. But I said, like, you need to fix your belt to be a little bit this way. And they said, what, there's no rules to wearing a belt? And I was like, yes, there is. There actually is. Not everybody knows them. Not everybody is grown up taught by their parents, because sometimes their parents don't know. But there is a way to wear a belt. And one of the ways not to wear it is by having the idea of putting a rubber band over a paper bag. You do not do that. The item has to be close to your fit first and foremost. You can do that, and there are different ways to style it. It's a bit more abstract. But when you're you're dressing day to day, make sure that your clothes look like they fit you. You can belt a coat, you can belt a jacket to make it look more feminine so that it looks more fit to you. Don't like rely solely on a belt, on something that's completely oversized to make it look like it's your size, when the truth is it's just oversized. There's a line when something is oversized or not. Oversized is like it's meant to look large and it's exaggerated, but then ill-fitting is like when it's just a little bit off and it looks wrong. If you can find the difference, sometimes there can be a fine line. You just have to experiment and try for yourself and see what is actually oversized and what is actually just ill-fitting. The next is to play with patterns and play with texture. A number one way to be feminine is by being a little bit unexpected. So you can feminize things like an animal print and not have it be the typical brown and black or the typical black and white like zebra print or cheetah print. So what you can do is actually just find that same pattern and make it in a different color. I'm exemplifying here. When it comes to pattern, the rule in like style consulting, what they say is the smaller you are, the smaller the pattern should be. The larger you are, the larger scale the pattern should be. I'm not a stickler for rules, obviously. I think once you know the rules, you can break them, especially when you play with a lot of statement pieces like things with patterns like this. You can learn how to balance your proportions of pattern however you want, and I think I'm a true fan of power clashing. It doesn't necessarily have to match the way people like things to match, because every time I describe something, people say that doesn't fit together, and then when they see it on me, they say, oh wow, it actually does fit together. It's like, yeah, of course, I'm right, I have great taste. Don't just be so limited within society's lines of what they think should go together, or oh, these are the style rules, you're not supposed to do this. Try it out, experiment, see if it works on you. If you have the attitude for it, go ahead. There are patterns that are already considered to be feminine and actually not threatening. One of them is polka dots, and polka dots are psychologically known to give you a sense of ease and security. So the least threatening person that you can bump into who wears this is a bow tie with polka dots. So that's like psychologically the least threatening person that you will see. So if you see someone with a bow tie, they're more approachable, it's more friendly, and if you add polka dots and play with patterns, then you can see what works for you. And I think polka dots are really dainty, and I think they're actually very seductive when you wear them in a wrap dress, beautifully fitted dress, or just any type of dress or any type of top. Add some ruffles to it. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be feminine. Another thing is to play with texture. I really love the differentiating textures in this top. When you have whatever garment clothing that is not necessarily your expected, like when you wear silk, when you play with different fibers, when you wear different types of polyester. So polyester, there are different grades of it. Polyester is one of the most versatile fibers because they can imitate a lot of other clothing too. Velvet is also good for catching color and presenting color. So like in the evening, wear velvet and the color will look very brilliant and rich. Make sure to have no distressing and have your hems to be finished and sewn with an inseam that finishes. When you see jeans or when you see denim shorts that are cutoffs, I think personally that they look really tacky, and try to avoid trousers that have any types of cuts in them because they look like you've been working really hard. Nothing is wrong with that. I think part of looking feminine is looking polished and put together. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have extra designs on your pants just to make them look nice. I think that the simpler that you keep it, the more polished and put together you actually look. So you don't have to go all out and wear something crazy expensive that's very statement and outrageous like a lot of rappers do. They'll just wear like a logo on a pair of socks that are like $1,200 socks or something. That was like a real thing that happened with a rapper. Don't ever go broke for fashion. So use what you have and just keep it simple. If you want to look polished, keep it fresh, keep it clean. Just make sure that you take care of your clothing. That's another one. Take care of your clothing. Make sure that you steam your items. I don't know if you've ever done this before and did like a little DIY project of cutting your shirt. So like if you cut your shirt, you'll see that the hem rolls up and it just doesn't look as put together anymore. When a piece of clothing is tailored to you properly, you feel good. It feels like it's really custom. So that was the whole point of designer in history. So the people that could afford designer, they wanted to dress someone who could carry their designs. Designer just meant something that was flattering and tailored and custom fit to you. So it's not off the rack, it's just for you. And I think it's very special when you have clothes that look like they're meant for you. They're meant to be worn properly and not distressed like you've been working outside. When you dress up, just dress up. Unless you're working outside, then wear those distressed clothing on the daily. Look a little put together, look a little polished, and that's how you make something look very feminine, like you have your life together. Next is to have tie strings. So I think tie strings are something that makes any type of garment look feminine, and you can also fit it to you properly instead of having an adjustable strap. Tie strings, whether it's like tie details, tie embellishments, make any type of dress, make any type of top look really young and fun. Or little details like in lingerie, you pay attention to all the little ribbons. It's the same for clothing that allows for tie strings, especially in spring and summer. You can definitely play with that. Try to avoid clothing that has a hard zipper that's visible, because zippers look really aggressive and they aren't comfortable. So if you notice in European cut jackets, the zippers, if there is one, if they have pockets, for example, the pockets are on the very side, and more clothing typically has a zipper down the side so it's not visible. It's not visible on your back. It's a very discreet way of having a zipper. Next is don't have hard lines, don't have structured items, have soft, malleable, flexible, accessible clothing. I'm gonna have a whole video on how to style blazers and suits. Romantic clothing and more feminine clothing is a bit more romantic and flowing and naturally moving, just like picture something that you can move around in, that you're still comfortable in, and that is not necessarily stiff, that you have to sit a certain way all the time. Yeah, you have to have good posture, but try not to always look like you're going to a meeting in the city. It's not necessary to have fully structured items, and it's kind of harder to style them when you just want to relax. So like something that you can wear day to day is like a flowy dress. That's like a really good example. Or maxi dress. Having something structured really makes it more masculine. That's the whole point of femininity, is flow, being able to be flexible. This final thing is to play with unexpected cuts that show off your assets. Dress however comfortably you feel, showing off whatever it is, but I do believe that if you're going to show things off in a very tasteful way by playing with necklines, playing with hems. There is a question that I was eternally asking growing up. My parents would say, you can't wear that, you're too young. I saw an older woman wearing a similar cut. My parents said, she can't wear that, she's too old. So it's like, when can you wear it? There is a constant battle of what is the thin line, that one sliver in your life that you can actually wear this item. And the truth is, you can wear anything you want whenever. None of these are hard rules. I just would prefer to wear it when you're young, because you are still young and healthy. For example, I have something that's congenital, like varicose veins. So like if you wear a short skirt when you're young, it looks better than wearing a short skirt when you're old, unless you have like tights to cover your legs. And look, you're supposed to technically wear tights when you're young too, no matter what the age. That's like the proper way to have nude tights that actually match your skin tone. I live in Los Angeles, so that's like not really plausible. It's very casual here, and I'm not gonna like make people uncomfortable by dressing up even more. I have the problem of dressing up too much. People say that I don't have enough like dressing down clothes. I actually do, I just don't wear them because I wear them to work out, but not in front of other people. Wear some like knee-high boots if you wear a short skirt, no matter what the age is, like depending on the weather also. So there's a lot of factors that come into play. When it comes to unexpected cuts, you can play around with a cut and wear a plunge dress. If you feel empowered to show it off, go ahead, try it out once in your life and see what it feels like. But it depends also the culture and where you live. You might gain a lot of unwanted attention from unwanted people, where when you dress conservatively, it does weed out who you're playing with. But I'm not saying to show off everything. I'm just saying to show off the bits that you're comfortable with showing off. Play with cuts, play with the asymmetry. It makes things look a little bit more refined and sophisticated, and like you have fun when you dress up. So if you just have like a boring old pencil skirt, then it's like, okay. But if you have a cut that's totally different and unique, then it gets more interesting, and it's just more stylish in general. Remember that some people feel more empowered when they're showing off their skin, and some people feel more empowered when they're dressing modestly. Let's quickly go through everything just to summarize. Number one, ruffle, where like colors or unexpected tones that isn't like black or gray or like dark brown even, unless that is your flesh tone color, that a nude tone that fits you neutrally. Next, opt for a dress or a skirt. Make it cropped and make sure that it fits you, that it looks like it's tailored and custom fit to you. Don't have ill-fitting clothing or oversized. Use a belt. Play with patterns, textures. Finish the hem, so don't have any distressing. Wear tie string. Don't have hard zippers and soften your look that way. Don't wear hard lines or structured items. Have soft, romantic, flowing clothes. Wear something close to the body that enhances your natural shape and emulates nature. And use unexpected cuts that show off your assets, show off your personality, and show off your style. Be sure to subscribe for a new video coming out in just a couple days. Items in this video are in the link in the description, so be sure to check them out. I do get a small percentage of commission when you do purchase something, and it's no extra cost to you. Follow my LTK at GG Dixon for more feminine cute outfit styles and inner and outer beauty, and also sign up to my weekly email list so that I can send you all of these wonderful glow up tips straight to your inbox. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.